Hey everyone, welcome. And I'm super excited. My name is Beth Graves, and I am so excited to be sharing this evening how she built it, which is the story of Cheyenne Wilson, who is a dear friend of mine. She's going to be coming on in just a second. And this is the story of she lives in Rapid City, South Dakota. She built to a multi-million dollar business with Lavelle. And it's such a cool story. We actually connected. Here she is. I got to invite her on. The legend. Let's see. I'm going to add her. Excited about this. So go ahead and share this out. Start a watch party. Hi, Cheyenne.
Hey, how are
Oh my
you?
gosh. I feel like I could touch you. So I was just introducing you before you came on to, I'm going to let you share your background, but our story is we connected. We were both brand new in the business, right? And I think we were 12Ks, and we'll explain what that is. And I had lived in Rapid City, South Dakota, had a friend that wanted to start thriving, and Cheyenne was like, I'll meet him and bring him some Thrive. Like it was just, that's when I knew we're going to be friends for life. This woman is amazing. So tonight, this is the plan, you guys. How she built it is how does a cattle rancher in Rapid City, South Dakota, build a multi-million dollar network marketing business while also running a cattle ranch, dealing with all kinds of weather. I mean, when you tell me like we didn't have Wi-Fi, we flooded, I mean, natural disasters, a lot of things that would have been a bump in the road. So first of all, why don't you give a little background of who you are, and then I can like dive into the big interview questions.
Okay, awesome. Well, Beth, thank you so much for having me on tonight. I was super excited for this, and thanks. I mean, gosh, what an awesome opportunity that we've gotten to build a friendship over this. It's just unbelievable. But okay, everybody, hi, Cheyenne here. Basically, yes, I am a fifth generation cattle rancher. I actually grew up in Montana on a working cattle ranch, and after I left high school, decided to discover the world. So I went out and became a makeup artist of all things and worked for some big box retail stores, got into retail management. So I learned that trade. But to be honest with you, the call of the wild was calling me home. And there's just no place like a ranch if you grew up there. So I moved home, ended up meeting my future husband, basically. And we moved down to South Dakota where my parents had moved. And basically, this is where we started our lives together. We've been here almost 15 years. And the difference is for my kind of life, maybe versus some other people's, not everybody, there's a lot of ranchers in the world too, but we live a very rural existence. That means I am 60 miles from the grocery store one way, and that's a dirt trail. It's not a paved highway. The other thing is my mail comes to a PO box. We don't get mail to our house. Even UPS and FedEx have a hard time finding us. So I have to go 25 miles one way, even just to get our mail. So rural living is the way it is, but I was raised learning how to work hard every day. We basically built our business ourselves, and that's what ranchers do. There's nobody else that's going to do it for you, and that's what I learned. What I will say is that the product is really what found me first. I wasn't looking for a business. However, for cattle ranching, you only get one paycheck a year. And that really shocks people. In fact, this time of year, I didn't go to Jamaica, qualified, of course, to our last lifestyle getaway that just got done this last weekend, but I didn't go because we're busy getting baby calves that are growing up big and strong, ready to go to market. And so this time of year is a big thing, but we look forward to that one paycheck a year. And I will tell you guys, the cattle market is volatile. One thing that I know is that ranchers, we pay retail for everything while we get a wholesale price on what we sell. And so I was looking for a little extra to make ends meet. Christmases were kind of lean around here. We only have one child, so I didn't have to worry about more than him. But aside from that, I've always wanted more out of life. I've always wanted, more. I guess I don't really know how to say it other than that. So I've always went the extra mile, tried to do extra things. But this actually found me because I wasn't doing extra. I was laying on the couch working all day, but seriously being dog tired in the afternoons, needing that coffee, needing that nap, feeling like crud every day, waking up and just kind of starting to dread the days. And that's not the type of person I am. So Beth, that's a little bit about me, but we live on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and it is the poorest per capita area in the entire United States. So that's actually where I live, is down in southwestern South Dakota.
So I love that, and I know a lot of people watching are thinking, okay, so Cheyenne has been very decorated in this industry. She's walked the stage a million times, is at the Millionaire Awards, the trophies, the magazines. She was featured in USA Today. So you look at that, and then you have someone that has a million people around them in their local area, and they're like, oh, I can't do this. And I want to point out to you guys that Cheyenne made a decision. It's a mindset. It's a shift. So that it didn't matter that you couldn't get out and mail out those sample packs, or that the person that you weren't going to run into somebody at the supermarket like I was going to do. So what do you think when you look at, you had a big why to have financial security for your family, to the ups and downs of a market like that. I have family that were dairy farmers in Wisconsin, and knowing the shifts that are happening with a family farm, it's just they're going, no, there's not existence of them anymore, right? So, well, not for you there is, but when you look at what you're dealing with and the ups and downs, and so like it's like shop local, right? Support your local farmers. And what have you found with this business? Like, so you took off, you had the Thrive experience. You started to reach out to people via Wi-Fi, because you weren't necessarily having people drive down that dirt road. So what was the one thing that happened when you made that decision? Okay, I'm going to build this online. Did you ever think it would be a 7-figure business, a multiple 6-figure? What was your first goal?
Oh my God. Well, my first goal, truthfully, was to order the product. I mean, really, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the product of a failed sample pack, you guys. So what happened was my friend sold me a sample package, and I've been there. How many of you watching this have tried other products? You know, you're really excited about something, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is one of those things and they don't work and I'm going to waste my money and blah. You know, that is honestly how I felt. And so I ended up throwing that first sample pack in the garbage. But 5 months went by. I kept watching my friend. All of a sudden, she's even more beautiful than usual. She's driving this shiny white BMW that she earned through the company. And I'm like, what? Whoa, 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 what?
What's going on?
No, how is that? And then I saw fellow cowgirl friends of mine loving the product. Now, keep in mind, they weren't selling or promoting. They were just loving. And I was like, well, wait a minute here. And then I was like, okay, moment of truth. I didn't take the product right. Okay. Revisit it. And what my first goal was to order the product. And then I happened to get on a phone call that very day with my sponsor's sponsor. And she told me about earning up to $1,320 in my first 2 weeks. You guys, this was almost 5 years ago. Beginning of November is when I joined. Christmas is coming, right? And I was like, oh my God, $1,300. You know, that would be really amazing. We could go do some fun things. I wouldn't have to be looking at the budget. I could just kind of spoil my son this year. That would be incredible. And that was my initial first goal, was hitting those VIP bonuses that we have. And I will never forget the first paycheck I get, which you guys comes on a Tuesday. We get paid every Tuesday, and it comes, you know, in your back office. And then you get the official email of what your pay was. I'll never forget getting that first email, and it was for $600 and some odd dollars, the first bonus you hit, because there's 2 you can hit for $1,320. And I went and I was excited, and I go to my husband, I'm like, oh my God, look at this. Look what I made. And he looks and he like looks again. He goes, wait a minute, you made that money? Like, you didn't spend that much? You made that much? Because I didn't honestly tell my husband I was getting into this. I had $900 sitting in my checking account from a other business that I had gotten out of. And I thought, you know what? I am desperate to feel better. I'm going to go all in with this. I have no idea where it's going to go. But what happened was, what I was excited about was, if I was feeling this good, I knew a ton of other people that were feeling just as down and out and cruddy as I was, and they needed this product. And that's what it was all about.
So I love that you hear that she made a decision. So it was like, okay, I'm in. I am going to help people. And Cheyenne, you've always been about serving others, like help whenever I've reached out about whatever. You are always willing to serve, and about how can I help others to have success. And watching you, we talk about your team and people that have earned cars and the lives that have been changed because they're healthier. Moms that get to stay home with their kids, that don't want to work the 9 to 5 anymore. Like, that has always been your mission, and always showing up for your team, showing up for the business. So what do you think? Obviously, a product that works, a product that's simple, a product that's innovative, because we all purchase, like I had purchased a million different cleanses and shake programs and cereal bowls full of vitamins. And I don't know what it was with this shift that I was like, I watched the same thing. I watched Elise with that shiny car. Blair and I did. And when she reached out to me, I was like, I was in my bed. It was 10 o'clock. I had been ignoring my kids all summer. I was definitely foggy and not, I didn't have that excitement about every day. It felt kind of like I was walking through Jello. And I was like, I was the same way. School was starting August of 2014. And I thought, well, let's give this thing a shot. Like, let's see what happens. And I thought, I'll do it for a month and we'll see. I'll earn some of these bonuses. And then I started to get the stories. So I almost wore that Thrive Fit shirt tonight. We should have planned it. Somebody just said they want the outfit. What has been the most powerful moment for you in this business, in the business side, when you were just like, is this really my life? And then and then I'm going to go to the most powerful story on the product. And that's a surprise for you. I didn't warn you, but when did you like literally have to stop in your tracks with tears streaming down your face?
I think for me, it was, well, there's two moments, truly. The first one was when my first personal hit her auto bonus, which was 2 months after I joined and hit mine. And that was what you say about serving others, is I've always wanted to help other people in a way, but I've also known that we have to help ourselves. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? And so that was a big thing for me, but she grasped this concept and just ran with it. And I was so grateful, because I knew I had a running partner, and it was the first of many, truly. The other part, and really one of the most monumental, honestly, was hitting that 200K rank. I sat in the crowd for 2 years and watched other people go up and get their 200K board, and all of that. And I thought, oh my gosh, and I missed it by 1 month the last time I sat and watched at convention. And when that happened, I think that was probably the biggest, just great gratitude, so much gratefulness in my heart, because I knew that if I could achieve this, that other people could come in and do that as well. And that's really what Lavelle sets us up for. But lastly, and I have to mention it, it's the, earning the 7-figure award with Lavelle. It makes me, I don't want to say it makes me uncomfortable, you guys. It really doesn't, because I've learned to step into that, and really feel so amazing. But it hit me when somebody messaged me after I earned the award, and standing up on the stage and looking around with 70 people that were up there 2 years ago when I earned it was just a pivotal moment. But somebody messaged me when I got back, and she said, oh my God, congratulations. I saw that. Does that mean that you and your team hit $1 million in sales? And I said, no, actually, that means $1 million in commissions earned. We've actually surpassed 30 million in sales. It was just, and it wasn't a bragging moment. It was just an informational point, and she was just like, she sent me back the emoji with the eyes that are like all, huge. And she's just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, and the point is that it isn't about the dollars that are made here. It's the amount of lives that are impacted with this product and this business. And that's what I say is, if I can do this from way out in the middle of nowhere, I know anybody anywhere can do this, but it does take making the decision to do it and never quitting. That's it.
Why do you think Lavelle is different? What do you think makes us stand out?
I absolutely love the culture. One of the things that I loved is if you reach up for that help, you're going to get it one way or another. Even if your direct sponsor isn't going to, be that active person for you, because let's face it, people say yes to a company and then something happens in their life, or maybe they weren't really serious about it. And so they kind of just step to the side. We have layered leadership here for a reason. And that's probably the biggest part of this that I absolutely love. Behind products that actually do what they say they're going to do, you can feel our products working in your body. So there's no waking up going, gee, I just wonder if it's doing anything. You can see it. I mean, before and afters out the wazoo. There's no question here whether our product works. The other thing is the number one compensation plan in the industry. I mean, goodness, I wouldn't have 125 auto bonus earners on this team if there wasn't something amazing to this. And it's not people being given things. These people are earning this and they're working hard every day. Changing lives is not an easy task, you guys, because let's face it, most people want to hit the easy button and they want to have it with a blink of an eye. And that's not how nutrition works. You have to be dedicated. You have to give it time and you have to see it through. And that is the exact same thing with a business. That support, those tools. I mean, I remember back, Beth, you and I both know this, what it was like when we started, like the welcome letter, the instruction letter, the sample packs, all of that was so different. But of course, it's going to get better as time goes around. And what's great is you and I have had an impact on that. And that's something I'm pretty proud of, so there's so much to love here.
Yeah, and I think the thing that surprised me the most was that I came thinking, I want to make some money. I don't want to work outside of the home. I didn't realize that it was going to become a community. And I get to, a lot of people will say, well, how did that happen? And it's lifting each other up. Being an entrepreneur, solopreneur, which people are doing out there, is very difficult to build. We didn't have to build a website. We didn't have to manufacture a product. What we did is we were able to share something that we loved and then plug into the mindset, the personal development, we have come so far in how do we master the calendar and all of those skills I didn't realize how it would affect all areas of my life. I was like thinking this is a business here and this is life here, that the Thrive life it's so cool. And I think so many people are missing community and they're missing a sisterhood and missing, Cheyenne and I have been on a chat. I think it's going on 4 years. We're all sideline leaders to each other. We check in with each other, but we mourn each other's losses. We celebrate each other's wins it is so cool. And so all of the trophies and the magazines, we love the rewards that we get and helping people. But the thing that I've noticed the most out of if you're watching, you're thinking, why not me? South Dakota, Florida I think that we can both say we've always shown up on days that we didn't feel like showing up. Yeah. We've always shown up. And that's the same thing. I know that you have a huge story on getting healthy and helping others to get healthy with solid nutrition along with their Thrive experience. And you're just like Beth, you helped me with it. You've got to show up. You've got to do those things. So if somebody's watching, and I know we have a lot of people watching and sharing this out. So the high points of Lavelle, we know it's free. We know we don't have a website fee. We know that we don't have you don't ever have to pay to be a promoter. People will always say to me, oh, I don't want to get that charge every month that I've had with other companies. That to me was a no-brainer. Earning our products for free is huge, right? How many people do you think on your team out of the thousands earn their product for free? Just take a guess. I know it's millions of dollars. Well, it shows up in our reports, millions of dollars of free product, right?
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Okay, so
mind-boggling.
What has been that story, the Thrive Experience story that someone has brought to you either on a call? I think I probably know whose story it is in your network that has made you just stop in your tracks and say, I don't care if I have known that you've gone out and rescued a cow from being cast on a fence, like have had flooded an entire flooded farm and been on a call to help someone get thriving. What story has made the most impact that you're like, I can't stop? It's just, I have to keep going.
Well, there's several on my team alone, and there's always stories sideline and whatnot. But I know a woman who was absolutely bedridden before the Thrive experience found her. And her story is probably one of two that really, really stands out for me, mostly because the product made such a difference in her life. You should see her now, totally a polar opposite of who she used to be, and such an incredible wife and mom to her daughter, just so vibrant. And I know that is, well, we all know it's because of the Thrive experience. The other person is a single mom who actually, because of this company, was able to step away from her career that was really kind of boxing her in. It wasn't allowing her to be who she was born to be. Single mom, dad not in the picture, was, I think, living on $60 a week for groceries and toiletries and all of that. Her story just absolutely resonates with me because this is all about freedom. Thrive experience is all about freedom because it's freedom of body and it's freedom of finances and it's freedom of spirit. Truly, it's absolutely incredible what can be accomplished here when a free opportunity is presented to those who love this, who want to share, and who show up every day and who never give up. And that's exactly what you said, Beth, is it's about showing up.
Yeah, because I don't, like, when we both came on board, you had a lot of people that followed your native cowgirl because you in that world. But did we know how to market and show up with a nutritional supplement? And were we like ripped at the gym, like lifting weights? No, we were just like passionately sharing our stories. And I tell this to people all the time that are trying so many different techniques. Yes, there's cool things you can do on social media, but really the person that needs you is probably your cousin in Idaho, is that friend of yours from high school that woke up this morning and her body hurt so much she didn't want to get out of bed, or went to a job she hates. Or I think of, Michelle, who was $60 a week. That person.
You knew who I was talking about.
And she gave us like this. I had a call today with somebody that, an MD, and she said to me, I'm trading time for money. And she's feeling day 7 of the Thrive experience. And she said, what I would give to have more time to be home with my little ones. And that was powerful. And student loans and debt that's paid off. I mean, it's so cool. So I hope that somebody tonight that shared this out, or if you're watching this and you're within the company and you're thinking, what can I do so that I can reach those goals? What would you tell someone that's watching, that's brand new, about how to face tomorrow and start their business? What's the first thing you would tell them?
Well, before I say that, I got to say one other thing. We did have a gal post in our team page 3 days ago that since starting Thrive, she's lost 100 pounds. So I had to get that off my chest. And I was like, what? Now, is that saying that Thrive did it all? Obviously, we have to be responsible about what we're putting in our mouths. But you guys, sorry, I forgot about that one. But okay, so the number one thing I feel about the business is that for me, I didn't have a lot of experience in network marketing at all. I had pretty much zero, but I had business experience. But what I really understood was I knew nothing about this product. I knew nothing about this business, but I had my sponsor, her sponsor, willing to help me. And so I allowed myself to reach up for help. I became coachable and teachable. And what that meant was I was looking at my friend who I had known since childhood. We came from a similar background, different people completely, lived in different places, but I knew that if we were born and raised in a 600-person town, I knew that if she could reach the top rank of the company, and I wasn't judging her, but I was like, hey, if she can do that, I can do that, because I can work just as hard, I can learn, I can be coached, I can do whatever I've got to do to get to where I need to be. There's no stopping me. And that is really the attitude that a person has to have. And here's the other thing. I didn't have a time limit. Yeah, I wanted to get there as fast as I could, but I didn't say, if by next week I'm not at the top rank of the company, I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm, and oh, somebody said no, or they sent me a nasty message, or blah, blah, blah. I had blinders on. This was about getting to the goal, and nobody was stopping in my way, or stopping me on my way to the top. My dad laughed at me. My husband, he didn't laugh at me, but you guys, he was very skeptical. And it's because the people who love us, they kind of want to come around and shelter us, and they don't want us to be hurt when we get our expectations up too high. You know what I mean? That's how I think about it. I wasn't like, God, what a jerk. He isn't supporting me. But in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, you watch me. You just watch. And that's what happened.
Well, and this is the one thing that I've learned from you is you never engage in negativity. Always there's a positive spin. So I've never, no gossip, no negativity, no doubt. And so that whenever you're around Cheyenne, there's this aura, there's this energy of, wow, belief. Seriously, she's like that princess that comes out. I think it's called Enchanted. You have a son, you probably didn't watch this, but she comes out of the sewer in New York City, and she's the only one in color. And I always think that about you. When Cheyenne walks in a room, there's this energy and belief. And the other thing that I know about you is that you believe in people before they're ready to believe in themselves. And that's huge as a leader. And then the piece too is total belief in what can happen for people in the product and in your mission. No negativity at all, and working on the mindset daily. But the thing that I think is so cool is that you have decided this is your lifestyle. I am committed to helping people get wealthy and healthy, and this is how I show up, and this is how I live, and this is how I parent, and this is how I lead. And it's cool. It's so cool to see, because most people would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to have that as a coach, a life coach, a business coach, a health coach. And just being a part of the company, that's a part of what they get, which I think is huge. So I just am so grateful for you. I remember when I was pushing, you had hit the 7-figure goal, and I reached out to you and you showed me your tracker on your board, and you're like, okay. And you said, I'm your like sideline bestie here. You're like, let's break it down. How are we going to hit the goal? You're checking in on me, and you're like, break it into small pieces. And I made my tracker. I made that goal, and it's together we rise, and always returning to that love of friendship, of what we have, and the blessings and the gratitude. And so if I could leave you guys with one thing to learn from Cheyenne, it's those things. Be grateful, do not engage in negativity, have belief, and go until. There's no time limit. And I love the belief. You said this to me, the second I stopped, like for a minute, thinking, things are slowing down, you get right back into the stories. You get a new thriver. You said that once. I just get a new thriver, because you get a new thriver and you start to hear how their life is changing. You're like, I'm back. It's the Thrive Church. And someone said to me today, you've had that Kool-Aid. I'm like, absolutely. If you knew what I know, if you know what I see on Tuesdays, if you hear the stories, you would have that Kool-Aid too. So last message that you have for someone listening tonight before we close out.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, you blow my mind. You're so amazing, Beth. So thank you so much. But the truth is, you guys, is this has been a journey. It's been a journey for Beth. It's been a journey for me. And 5 years ago, if you'd have peeked into my life, it looks nothing like it would have looked now. Mindset is something that you build upon every single day, just like the Thrive experience. Somebody said to me, well, after 5 years, does that stuff even work anymore? I'm like, hello. Yeah. What? Come on, really? So, the thing is that the business is an absolutely amazing opportunity. Opportunity knocks, you guys. You got to open the door, though, and let it in. And you've got to embrace it. You've got to stay focused, and you've got to surround yourself with people on the similar mission with you. And you do have to get rid of negativity, because the number one thing that negativity does is it stops you from reaching your full potential. And all those negative thoughts in your brain, I'm dead serious, you guys. There are so many things out there, books to read, things to listen to that can help you strengthen yourself. Luckily, I have a husband that's very strong-minded, and he was telling me this before Thrive even came in, and I was kind of tootling along, but it's funny how things find us for a reason. And that's one of the things I want to leave you guys with mostly, is that this gift has found you for a reason. Whether it's this live, whether it's the product, whether it's the business, it's a gift. It found you, but it does no good sitting on the shelf. You have to open up that gift and accept it and go to work with it. It's another tool to add to whatever you want out of this life. And hey, we only get one life. It's up to you to make it the best one that you possibly can have. And, that's really what I'll leave you with, Beth. But I thank you so much. I'm blessed to have you as a friend and a fellow leader and a mentor and just all that good stuff. I love you.
I think I look at this and I think, wow, if you could have taken a peek inside of where we were 5 years ago, and really, you guys, not having a clue. That's what I want to tell you is use your tools. Even if you're not with Lavelle and you're with another company and you're watching, how do you get that message? And I'm telling you, the thing that will help you the most is share a story. Share someone else's story. The stories are what people need to hear. I needed to see Elise's story. I needed to hear Maria's story. I needed to read the fan page and say, you know what? Both of us had the same thing. I thought, Elise in Montana, she's making in a week what I was making in 3 months as a teacher. I can do that. I mean, I thought if she can, and so I want you to get a little mad. I want you to say, I can do that. Look at these two. We didn't have anything except for probably a little bit of stick-with-itness and a little stubborn streak. And the right person said to me, oh, those things never work. And I was like, watch me. And not just for me. Someone said, oh, you're the only one. I said, no, I've brought almost 200 people along with me to Auto Bonus and thousands of six-figure earners, which I love. So we could go on forever. I think we should do this again. And if you know,
sounds awesome. I'm game.
Yeah, and share this out, you guys. Do a watch party. Help somebody's life today, because you just don't know the path they're walking. You don't know what's going on inside of their brain. It might look perfect on the outside. It might be that you're able to give hope, either helping them to start thriving, helping them with a business, or both. So I hope this was of value to you. We would appreciate your comments. Let us know below the thing that Thrive has helped you with the most. Share that below. Share this out. Do a watch party. We're happy that we were able to be here tonight and serve you.
Hey, I have a question for you, because this popped into my head a couple days when the company announced the rank advancement bonus. And I know that we've done this one a time or two before. But you guys, seriously, if you're thinking about doing this, this is now the time, because when Beth and I both said yes, we hit those VIP bonuses and then went on to 4K and earning our free iPad mini, which is another amazing bonus. I would have earned that $4,000 cash bonus in 13 days. How about you? That was my question for you.
Okay, I would have earned the $4,000 cash bonus in 5 days. I would have earned the $12,000 bonus in 16 days. And by the end of the second month, I would have gone all the way to the $80,000 bonus. And we were so grateful to get that paycheck. Like, there were no bonuses. So right now with Lavelle, hi Missy. Right now with Lavelle, there's a 100% rank bonus that people can earn. It's insane. And when I think about the bonuses we've watched in the past change people's lives, it's crazy. So I actually just canceled. I was supposed to do a 3-day conference of some sort where I was going to learn, and I canceled and said, I have got to be ready, because we're not earning the bonuses right now as the top rank, but our mission is to help as many as possible. And I told my family, it's like Mission Central here. We are all hands on deck until those bonuses end and beyond. So thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you, Cheyenne. Love you to pieces, and I'll see you very soon.